So what's the difference between good and bad internal rotation? Now, hip internal rotation has kind of gotten a bad rap, but for a good reason. Women who land with more internal rotation in their hips tend to have more knee problems, more ACL tears, more patellofemoral pain. So squatting with an internal rotation bias shows us that there's a hip weakness at play. But driving internal rotation can be a savior for fixing hip problems. So we often drive out, drive out, drive out. It's all glute max, glute max, glute max. And we forget about the muscles that drive in. And so sometimes adding internal rotation work to a workout program, whether that's squeezing something between your knees so you're driving internal rotation versus collapsing, can make a big difference with how the hip feels. So let's do a squat and demonstrate the two different ways where you can drive. So if you place your feet a little bit wide, I want you to think about splitting apart the floor. So you're gonna push your feet out, so push out on the floor. Now I want you to do a little mini squat, pushing out on the floor. Do you feel those glute mediuses really working? Now, let's drive in. So if you were on a slippery floor, your feet would slide together. Okay, so pull in together. Do you feel your adductors working? You're not collapsing into internal rotation, but you're driving into internal rotation. And do a little squat there, where you really feel those adductors light up. Okay, so there's a big difference between driving internal rotation, where we think about engaging those adductors, maybe doing like a split stance where we're driving internal rotation in this front leg to be able to really come out of it with great glute max, versus collapsing into internal rotation, which is not what we want to do. No collapsing, because it does not make for happy knees.